One thing I keep seeing with Orlando sellers right now is this. They don't always make one huge mistake. They make 5 or 6 small ones. A little too high on price, a few repairs left undone, photos that don't do the home justice, showing restrictions that make it harder for buyers to get in. Individually, those things seem manageable. Together, they can cost you. Today, buyers have more options. They're looking closer at price, condition, photos, repairs, insurance concerns, and how long a home has been sitting. That does not mean sellers are in trouble. It just means the details matter again. So in this video, I want to walk through the common mistakes sellers make in Orlando, and more importantly, how to avoid them before your home ever hits the market. Because most selling problems do not start at closing. They start before the listing goes live. I'm Tyler Gibson with the GPG Team. I help Orlando homeowners think through the selling process before they list, so they can make better decisions around pricing, preparation, marketing, and negotiation. Let's talk about the mistakes that can cost sellers time, leverage, and money. The first mistake is overpricing. This is probably the most common one. A seller looks at what their neighbor sold for 2 years ago, or they look at what they need to walk away with, or they check an online estimate and decide to list a little higher just to leave room. That sounds reasonable on paper, but buyers do not care what number a seller wants. They care how the home compares to everything else available right now. When a home is priced too high, it may get views online, but not serious showings. Or it may get showings, but no strong offers. Then the home sits. Then buyers start wondering what's wrong with it. By the time a price reduction happens, the listing may already feel stale. That is a hard position to recover from. The first week or two of a listing usually matters most. That is when the home is fresh. That is when buyers notice it. That is when you want to create real activity. A good pricing strategy should look at recent comparable sales, active competition, condition, buyer search ranges, and what is happening in that specific part of Orlando. Not what the market did 2 years ago, what it is doing now. The second mistake is skipping repairs that buyers notice right away. You do not need to make the house perfect. Perfect can get expensive fast, but the home does need to feel cared for. There's a difference. A loose doorknob, a leaky faucet, damaged trim, peeling paint, stained ceiling, broken fixture, or rough landscaping may seem small to a seller. But buyers add those things up. They walk through and think, if this is what I can see, what am I not seeing? That is where small issues become a confidence problem. In Orlando, buyers are also paying attention to bigger ticket items like roof age, HVAC condition, water intrusion, plumbing issues, and anything that could create insurance concerns. So before listing, it is worth walking through the home like a buyer, not like the person who lives there. Look at what feels dated. Look at what feels neglected. Look at what could become a negotiation point after inspection. The goal is not to spend money everywhere. The goal is to spend money where it protects buyer confidence. That is the trade-off. The third mistake is weak marketing. Your first showing usually happens online. Before a buyer walks through the front door, they have already judged the home from the photos. If the photos are dark, cluttered, awkward, or rushed, a buyer may never schedule a showing. And the frustrating part is, the home might actually look better in person. But buyers do not know that. They only know what they see on the screen. Strong listing marketing starts with preparation. Clean the home, declutter, open up the space, let in natural light, make the best rooms feel easy to understand. Then the photos need to do their job. Not every home needs full staging, but every home needs to be presented well. The listing description matters too. It should not just list features. It should help buyers understand why the home works, what makes the location practical, and what lifestyle the property supports. Marketing is not just putting the home on the MLS. It's making the right buyer feel confident enough to take the next step. The fourth mistake is not taking disclosure seriously. This is one sellers need to be careful with. In Florida, sellers have responsibilities when it comes to known issues that materially affect the property and are not obvious to the buyer. Selling as is does not mean you can ignore known problems. If you know about a roof leak, water intrusion, plumbing issue, electrical concern, mold concern, unpermitted work, code enforcement issue, or another serious defect, that needs to be handled the right way. This is not legal advice. If you have a legal question, talk to a qualified Florida real estate attorney. But from a practical standpoint, surprises can damage trust. And once trust is damaged, negotiations usually get harder. A buyer who feels blindsided may ask for more money, push harder on repairs, delay the closing, or walk away altogether. It is usually better to deal with known issues clearly and early than to hope they do not come up later. Hope is not a selling strategy. The fifth mistake is limited showing access. I understand this one. Keeping a home show ready is not easy. You may have kids, pets, work schedules, remote work, or daily routines that make showings inconvenient. But buyers have schedules too. And if your home is hard to see, some buyers will just move on to the next one. That does not mean you need to open your house all day, every day. It just means the showing plan needs to be reasonable. Give enough access for serious buyers to tour the home. Keep the home clean enough that you're not scrambling every time someone wants to see it. Make sure pets are secured or removed when possible. Have clear instructions for locks, lights, alarms, and access. Every showing is not an interruption. It is a chance for a buyer to say yes. The sixth mistake is letting emotion take over. Selling a home is personal. Negotiating the sale should not be. A buyer may ask for repairs. A showing may give feedback you do not like. An offer may come in lower than expected. That can be frustrating, but the goal is not to win every small point. The goal is to get the best overall outcome and actually close. Before offers come in, sellers should know what matters most. Is it the highest price, the cleanest terms, a fast closing, fewer contingencies, less repair risk, more flexibility on move-out timing? Because sometimes the highest offer is not the strongest offer. And sometimes a slightly lower offer with cleaner terms is the better deal. That is why you want to plan before you are in the middle of the negotiation. When you are clear on your priorities, you can make better decisions. The last mistake is waiting too long to prepare. Most seller problems start before the listing goes live. The price was not thought through. Repairs were skipped. Photos were rushed. Disclosures were not ready. Showing instructions were unclear. The seller did not know how they wanted to handle offers. Then everything feels rushed. That is the harder way to do it. A smarter approach is to prepare before the home hits the market. Review the value, walk the property, make a repair list, gather documents, think through disclosures, plan the photos, set the showing strategy, talk through negotiation options. None of that is complicated, but it does take attention, and preparation is usually cheaper than damage control. If you are thinking about selling in Orlando, the best time to have this conversation is before the sign goes in the yard. Not after the home sits, not after the first price reduction, not after the inspection creates problems. Before. That gives you more control and fewer surprises. I'm Tyler Gibson with the GPG Team. Selling a home is a series of decisions. The better those decisions are on the front end, the smoother the process usually feels on the back end.